Do you walk dogs, or do dogs walk you? That's what I was thinking. Swaying on those swings, rusted and immaturely coloured with reds and blues, those creaky chains could resist the wind, but not my weight. I wasn't swaying forwards and backwards, as it was more of a side to side. My mind was peaceful, simple. Noticing the childish smoke from my mouth, I pretended to be a dragon in that way that had always been funny since I was little. It was a heavily coated dog walking a heavily coated man. That's what it was. The dog had a jovial bounce to his step, somewhat of a skipping child on four legs. He was as fluffy and grey as the looming clouds. A dark night threatened. The man tailed a rigid trail behind. He definitely wasn't in control. I stared out to the mass of open space, peering closely at the hiding spots. Trees that could hold dens or hills to roll down. The racecourse was so innocent and vague, there were fewer things more sinister. Guess who I felt sorry for most, though? Those information signs that act so self-importantly. They sit and tell you things constantly, sat gleaming their information to deaf ears and dull minds. Who was really going to stop and hear them out in that kind of cold? It must be hard to have a job, or at least a boring one, where you slave away the majority of your waking life to a cause that isn't your own. Those kinds of people probably cross through places like the racecourse every day in an attempt at being punctual. I doubt they even stop to look at the monotonous, striving, aimless field. The signs probably should quit their jobs. They won't though, because they work to live their ever-extending life. You have to admire their persistence, calling out to happily married couples, romancing hand in hand, clearly enjoying the rest of their lives so much more than the signs. I wondered how old they were. When does a sign retire anyway? So many leaves on the ground from the time of year. Some of the leaves had a youthful shade of white spread over them as if trying to dye their greying hair, hiding from their own mortality. Brown must be a dull colour for a leaf, morbid and dry. Sometimes the wind would carry them speedily along as if chasing a hearse. "Take me with you," they'd whisper in the despair of the night. At first they lose their tree, and then the death of darkness has to plague them, destroying their overt attempts at being innocent and pure. When the scythe strikes, the racecourse wins. I wonder if the dog made his way home. I bet the man got enough exercise. I made my own way home before it got dark. It's not quite my time yet.